Get the bag, right? Whoever can give it to you, you get it.
Take
you know what I'm saying? I respect that.
Enjoy it while you're young.
Yeah, I respect it.
Because you can't do it after a certain amount of years.
Right.
Your body can't take the physical.
And the way he plays a style that it's not conducive to him playing long term, right?
Yo, Beth. That shit crazy.
On Saturday, it's All Even with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. You can hit me on or catch me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm all over the place, man. And trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment because the page is growing. It's definitely zooming. The wave is happening. Claude, what's up, man? How you doing? Nicole on the ones and twos. Matter of fact, we got a bone to pick with you later. You know what I mean? Lots to get into, but I got my man on the couch there. I'm gonna invite, introduce him early. Got my man DJ Haitian Lover on the couch today.
Yes, sir.
Legend, what's up, man? I know you for a lot of years, man.
Oh man, we go way back,
yeah,
bro.
We definitely gonna get into some conversations today, man. You know what I mean? We gonna talk about your career, what's going on with the DJing. You know what I'm saying? Music. You gonna have to educate me on some stuff out there right now, because I listen to country music, man. I listen to old school 1960s music. I ain't into this new wave stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gonna have to let me know what's going on. But we also gonna get to some sports. You know what I'm saying? We got LeBron James. His stuff is out there in regards to his son may not want to go to college. Russell Westbrook. There's a trade out there that I want to talk about that the Lakers declined, and I'm a little pissed off about that.
Okay.
We got some rumors that LeBron doesn't want Westbrook in LA anymore. There's a lot of stuff coming out of LA right now. KylerMurray from the Arizona Cardinals got the bag. We talking about $230 million over 5 years. Football stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like James Harden signs his deal. Vince McMahon retired. We got to talk about that.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week. So,
Dummy, yeah.
What's up, my man?
I'm good to be here, brother. It's, another day, another opportunity to accomplish our goals, bro.
Of course, man. I like I said, man, I'm proud of what you've been able to accomplish over the last, we talking 15 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you've been going at it very, very strong. I remember when you started it, when it was an idea. Yeah. And I was just like, all right, man, go ahead and do it. Like, it was just like, nobody was telling you not to do it. Nobody was telling you, hey, you should just go ahead and just do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Music always been a thing, since we was young.
Facts.
When it comes to just, us listening to different types of artists, when it comes to us just cracking jokes and writing rhymes in school and things like that. I looked at it as music. Some theorists say that music is a bridgeway between heaven and earth.
Wow.
Right. So you
over here speaking facts early on. We just started. We just started.
No, it's true. It's true.
Bars.
It's true. Right. It's true. And the thing about it is that I've always been musically inclined. When I was a kid, I had the blessing of my parents placing me in piano school. Yeah. So I learned how to play the piano when I was a child, and then when I got to high school, I played the guitar as well. I was in the band, so I always been drawn to music from an early age. Right. You know what I mean? When it comes to trying to write music stuff, I wasn't there. I didn't have the skills. You
get somebody else to do that, man.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the skills. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all guys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the bros. Y'all had talent. Y'all. Not saying I don't still have the talent. But y'all had the talent from the early age of writing and producing and putting music together. Yeah. But me, it was just playing music and entertaining the crowd. The more the entertainment aspect was always been my vibe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, God bless me with a talent, and I take that talent. I don't take that talent lightly. I make sure that I'm always have an opportunity to grace my talents to other people. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
I mean, what was the first kind of big gig that you had? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I would say the funny thing too was I really started taking it more serious in college. Right. I joined the radio station, LIU, shout out to WLIU BK, Brooklyn campus. And it was there when I really got interested. You know, one of my boys, shout out to Michael Thomas on the outside, DJ Flesh. He gave me an opportunity to come to his show, his radio show. And then, you know, and at that time, I was just a young DJ, you know. I was just interested. I didn't know how to mix yet. I didn't know how to blend yet.
Yeah, you didn't know nothing.
I didn't have my records. I had nothing yet. It was just the opportunity that I saw him doing his thing, doing something that he loved, right? And pretty much I'm enjoying it to the fullest, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is that whenever you're doing something that you love, you get in that zone. You know what I mean? And you always give 100% to everything that you love.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, I'm not diminishing anybody else's careers, but, you know, when you're doing things just for the bread, you know what I'm saying? It's a nuisance waking up in the morning.
It's facts.
It's a nuisance when you got to go another day and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's, you know, once you have general love for whatever that you're doing, you're always going to give 110%.
Right.
Period.
It's definitely facts.
You know what I'm saying? I would say that when I started, you know, I just walked in and I just fell in love with the vibe, the energy, you know what I'm saying, that came with it.
Yeah.
And pretty much, I would say, I started out in the radio station in college, and I just started practicing. I started going to the booth, practicing by myself. I took out 2 records, practicing. And the funny thing about it is that a lot of people don't understand, you know, at this time, you know, now everything has been updated. We have computers, and, you know, everything tells you the beats per minute, so that way you can learn how to blend music way quicker now than back then. Back then, you just had to sit there, pace yourself so in your head.
So the fact that you have that skill and that ability, what you're doing now is cake.
Oh, that's light work.
It's light work. Right.
When we transferred from records to laptops, that was light work.
Yeah.
Anybody who started out on records, that's bread and butter.
Right.
That's nothing. Of course, because he went from records to CDs to laptops. You get what I'm saying? So my thing was, when I started when everybody was transitioning from records to CDs. So the thing about it is that in order for me to learn how to blend correctly, I learned how to blend correctly on records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, the very first, I tell you this, and I tell people this story all the time. My very first song I ever blended correctly was "Got Yourself a Gun," Nostradamus. True talk, real talk. Very first song, I would go in that station. I went to that station for 2 weeks, for 5 days, like Monday through Friday. I went 2 weeks. It wasn't until the second week, like on a Thursday, I was like, okay. I went the first day, try to blend correctly, garbage. Right, Tuesday, Wednesday, garbage. Thursday, garbage. Friday, garbage. Then Monday of the next week, right? Somebody who was in the station, who was listening to me, they was like, "Oh, I see you trying. You trying?" I said, "Yeah, I'm trying. Just need to get this right. I know when I get this right, I'll be good." He said, "Yeah, remember, you know, if you count off, a lot of people don't understand this, but for every song, you can count off the beat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? You count off the beat, and whenever you want to start a song, you start it off on the 1, right? So he said, listen, bro, I started off on the 1. Catch the 1 on the record, and then that will give you that scratching sound, right? That boom, boom, boom sound. So you catch it off the 1. Once you catch it off the 1, you count in your mind. You count in your mind. You count in your mind. Once I found out, it's been over, bro. Once I did, it was over. So that Thursday, like maybe it was my was that 9th day, you know what I'm saying, behind the station, was when I finally did a correct blend. Yeah. And then from there, it was over.
It was over.
It was over. I started mixing everything, every genre you want to hear, all that.
So what's your favorite genre?
I would say my favorite genre right now, I would say, is R&B.
R&B?
R&B. Old 90s R&B.
Yeah, you always been an R&B dude,
yeah,
though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always used to love with the, you know what I mean? You was always with that. I was like, come on, man, what you listening to this nonsense for, man? But, it's fire.
You know what I'm saying? It's
word. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it was back then, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's what got the girls, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Of course.
That's what still probably gets the girls.
Everybody rocks, all the dudes rock whatever with the girls is rock.
Right.
Period. If the ladies like the music, we rock it with it, because it's the ladies who makes the events.
Right.
That's what we there for. We there to enjoy ourselves with the ladies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter how many guys you come with. If you come with 10 guys and there's no ladies in there, the vibe is not there.
Right.
But once you come with your 10 guys and you see 20 girls, you're going to spend all your money.
Right.
You're going to spend all your money. For real, it happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? People like to just impress the opposite sex. Is this what it is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, definitely, bro. But listen, before we go any further, I definitely want you to, throw your handles out there for people who don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ladies and gents. My name is DJ Haitian Lover, a.k.a. Mr. Lover. International, DJ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Entertainer. Catering to all different type of events, weddings, baby showers, communions, birthday parties, club events. You've named it.
Bar mitzvahs.
I've done it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I need to put
You gotta
under
hit
my
a
belt.
bar mitzvah, sir.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's the only thing I need to hit up is a bar mitzvah. But besides that, you've named it. I've done all type of events. You know what I mean? So, music soothes the soul. So, whatever type of music you need provided for your event,
Definitely.
feel free to contact me on the gram. I know they'll post it on the gram later on.
All right, no doubt. So, now that we got the introduction out of the way, I got some business to handle, Claw. I got some business to handle. I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy right now.
Tell them, let them know.
And the reason why I'm not happy is because somebody here on this team had a birthday last week and was head grooving, moving and shaking,
Okay.
and they let me know.
Ooh.
They let Claude know.
Ooh.
So I got a bone to pick with Nicole.
Yeah, boom. Okay.
Nicole,
It's the birthday.
we homies, and how dare you not tell me that it was your birthday? Huh? How dare you?
I don't really tell anyone.
What do you mean?
My family.
Your family do. But so okay. So we're not your podcasting family. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what you're saying? But listen, happy belated birthday.
More life.
I have some bad beer that you can drink later. If Claude didn't drink it all, I see like 2 or 3 cans over there already.
But he's still drinking it.
Still drinking it.
You can say it's not that good on the first one. And then when you drink the second one, you can be like,
Listen,
you know what?
Yo, let me tell you, I gave it to him upstairs. He was like, yeah, it's fine. But listen, he was telling me, this is off script before we get into the sports stuff.
Yeah.
He was telling me that, there's mad sharks coming up on show over here. What's going on, man?
I would never hear about sharks over here.
Bro,
in New
there's
York.
mad sharks like ending up on shore, dead.
Wow.
Some not dead? Nah, son. So you mean to tell me that they on the beach and they alive? Oh, nah, son.
We have to save the shark.
And then they throw them back in the water. Wow.
You seen videos of people dragging the shark back?
I didn't see the video. I just know that's what they do.
Oh, nah, I would have kicked that shark in the head.
Nah, it's over.
I'd have kicked that shark in the head.
I wouldn't even touch it.
8-foot great white
On the beach?
near Riverhead.
Nah.
Dragged his ass back in the water
Wow.
like that.
So let me ask you a question. This is messed up, right?
Okay.
This is messed up.
Be honest.
That I'm about to say right now, but
Be
I don't
honest.
care.
Be
Right? Because I'm the villain, right?
Okay.
Say, I can't even get it out. Say they drag the shark back into the water, right? And they're like, all right, shark, go ahead and go back into your home. And then that shark pulls somebody into the water.
Wow.
So you could have had a dead shark.
Yes.
And now somebody else is missing.
They should have closed
You're right.
the beach.
I'm just saying.
And Brody wasn't proud.
You see what I'm saying?
Jaws, he tried to close the beach.
Yeah. And they didn't listen. Yeah, they didn't listen.
Time for Amityville.
They didn't listen. If a shark is out there and somebody says, we have to close the beach, you listen. You listen.
Ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Don't say, we have to save the shark. No. We're not saving shit.
No.
We're not saving shit. Leave that shark out there in the hot sun. Let it boil. And then you got some nice sushi.
Cook
You'll
it.
be able to cut that up
Cook it.
later.
Cook
You know what I'm saying?
You want to save a man-eating animal. I'm sorry.
I don't understand that. Save the babies.
I don't see the
You
sense
gonna
in
save the
this right
shark.
I'm going to save a man-eating animal.
You
So
gonna
this-
you gonna let the babies sit next to the shark, but you want to save the shark.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
it doesn't make sense.
What are we doing here?
Doesn't make sense.
Come on, man. But listen, let's get to some sports talk because I know you a big basketball fan. You know what I mean? Obviously I gotta talk about my Lakers, but I don't want to talk about them right now.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to get upset yet.
Okay.
James Harden signs a 1+1 with the Philadelphia 76ers. He took $15 million less, and the reports came, not really reports, but he said it himself that, whoever they got to sign, let them do what they got to do, and whatever's left over, I'll take that. So that's a guy that's really understanding the dynamic of where he is in his career. He's still a big-time player, but he knows that he needs more help than he did maybe 10 years ago, right?
Absolutely.
So I gotta respect that for him. I gotta give him kudos for that because
Applause for him.
you're right.
Absolutely.
Like, with the collective bargaining agreement, the union, they don't want you to take big pay cuts. Because if the big stars are taking big pay cuts, that means that the little guys have to take more pay cuts.
Absolutely.
Right? So they want the big guys to make sure that they're able to continue to have a certain salary. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he took what he took, I think it's $68.9 million. Yeah, Mike is good. You be all right.
I'm good.
Yeah. And now they have the flexibility to be a little better. Like, what are your thoughts on James Harden being in Philly, and what do you think about his sacrifice at this point?
Well, I think that they have a lot of role players on Philly. I think that they have a good team. And to be honest with you, I wanted them to go far.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With that squad that they had, you know what I mean? I like Joel Embiid. I like the big man running the floor. I like the big man, shooting threes. And I think James Harden would give them the help that they needed if they can build around it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because as we all know, when it comes to winning championships, it's structure. Yep. It's fundamentals, and it's role players. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Everybody's just sitting there worried. This is not the 90s. It's not the early 2000s no more, where you have one superstar and one superstar carries a team. No. Facts. We're in an era where they built so much super teams. Right. Where you have 3 to 4 NBA
and it's not LeBron's fault.
It's not LeBron's fault.
All right.
It's Golden State's fault. It's Golden State's fault.
It's not even Golden State. It's Boston's fault. Boston. Celtics started this shit.
Oh, with Ray Allen and
they started this shit.
If you want to take it back, let's talk about no. You know what? They started because of the trade.
Yeah.
But we had another team which was Detroit.
We had
where
Detroit.
They had 4 NBA All-Stars on one squad.
Right.
You know
but nobody gave a shit about them though. Nobody gave a shit about them until they won.
They won. You right.
Yeah. Because they was like, Rasheed Wallace is a cast off. We don't give a fuck about him. Absolutely. Richard Hamilton got that stupid ass mask on. We don't care about him. Who's Chauncey Billups? And then Chauncey Billups lit up everybody.
Of course.
And that's when you know what I'm saying?
He developed into a recognizable player.
Yeah. But I mean the NBA, what people don't realize too, and we getting a little off, we'll go back on, but super teams have always been around. The Lakers were a super team back in the 80s. The Pistons were a great team. The Celtics were a super team. They got Bill Walton off the scrap heap, and he was a former Finals MVP, won a championship with Portland, was down on his luck because of injuries, and he ended up being the 6th man on the Celtics. Nobody said nothing back then, though. But once LeBron do it, LeBron ruined the league. Yeah. I have so many people in my TikTok, on my YouTube. LeBron ruined the league. Shut up. No. Just shut up. No. Shut up.
No, he did.
Shut up.
That's cap.
You know, cap.
Absolutely.
But I agree with you in regards to the Philadelphia 76ers. They got role players. They have, we'll see what James Harden can be able to continue to do as he ages, because I don't think his game is going to age well, because he's one of those guys that he uses his dribbling and he shoots. But once his body starts to slow down, I don't know how effective he's going to be. But the one thing about him is that he's a great passer.
Yes, he is.
So the fact that he can be able to kind of turn himself into a real legitimate point guard going forward, I think that can kind of extend his longevity in the league. You know what I mean?
I felt in the past, right? Right? They said I know it's a very controversial thing I'm about to say, right?
This is where you got to say that. That's what's up. Right? You know what I mean? Say it.
I felt as though Golden State made a mistake by getting rid of James Harden at that time. And keeping.
You talking about Oklahoma City?
Oh, OKC.
OKC. Yeah, not Golden State. OKC. Yeah.
Oklahoma City. Yes. Yep. When they got rid of him. At
that time. They was penny pinching at that time.
Yes.
They got rid of him for $15 million. Not annually. Out of the longevity of the contract.
Yeah.
$15 million, or maybe it was even less than that too. And they decided to give it to Serge Ibaka.
Made no sense.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens with these small market teams, because they look at you as like, okay, you're not as good as this guy, but hindsight 2020.
And then look what he did. Look when he went to Houston.
Right. Is James Harden better than Russell Westbrook? Yes,
absolutely.
He is.
Have they been in the newspaper since?
No. I mean, this is why I call them NBA Transylvania. That's their name.
I haven't seen them in the news for years.
Well, they're gonna be in the news now. They got the new boy, Chet Holmgren, the big 7-foot white guy. Yeah, all right.
For 2 years. And then they're gonna trade.
Right. Facts. So, but nah, I agree with you, bro. It's about, you need role players. You need to build a great team.
Absolutely.
And if your stars are willing to give money back to be able to help the team be better. I mean, we saw Tim Duncan do that for 10 years with San Antonio.
Yeah.
He was a great dominant player for 10 years, winning MVPs. And he decided, yo, I don't need all that money. I'm in Texas. There's no state tax here. You give me that, you give me $15 to $10 million, I'm good. I don't need nothing else.
Yeah.
Get the rest of that to everybody else.
Yeah, you got
because we can be able
endorsements,
to
too.
continue to win. Tom Brady in football was never, ever the highest paid quarterback ever in any year.
And he was a GOAT.
And guess what? He got how many rings? All of them. He got all of them, right?
All of them.
7 rings, bro. So it's like, and he may get an 8th. Because why? He understood that I don't need to get the bag. My wife got the bag outside of this. And my endorsements give me the bag outside of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, yo, when you're a big
Absolutely.
star like that, and that's what these guys don't realize. All right, I understand that this is your job. You want to maximize as much as you want, right? Get your money. But if you're making $70, $80 million outside of your sport, why are you going to hamper your franchise going forward if you can be able to help them win?
Yes.
Because if you win, you get more money for the franchise. You give more money for yourself, because when you're a champion, your
You're worth
money goes
more.
up.
Of course, you're worth more.
You're worth more. You know what I'm saying? So that it's really something that they really have to understand, that sometimes giving it back makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's my talk. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Now, moving on to the next topic.
Let's do it.
Obviously, it's the Lakers. I've been in depression for like 2 months, maybe longer. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been in depression maybe over a year now because of the Lakers. Russell Westbrook refuses to go away. Refuses to go away.
What you mean refuses to go away?
What do you mean? That's exactly what I mean. He refuses to go away. Lakers don't want him. LeBron don't want him. He got I ain't gonna say what he told me to say. I would say it. And it's fucking funny, but I'm not gonna say it. But listen, the situation is that reports are saying, Dave McMahon, he's a writer out there in LA, says that LeBron does not see any type of return for Russell Westbrook this season. So, mind you, he's on the roster right now. Training camp is literally like weeks away. I don't see how they can have Russell Westbrook on this roster come training camp, because it's a toxic situation. All the reports are saying that last year he was mad about Vogel calling him out in film study. Now, my man, we understand how this works, right? Sports is a thing where it's about accountability, where if you're not accountable for what you do, you're going to kind of put your teammates out there to dry, right? You're going to leave them out there to hang.
Yeah.
If you're not taking accountability for what you're doing on the court,
Yes.
how are you going to get better? How are you going to get better?
That's facts.
So if the coach is telling you, listen, this is what you did wrong. These are your rotations. Your rotation was bad. And you get mad at the coach, then what are we doing?
You got to be mad at yourself.
Right.
You got to be mad.
That's the whole point. Like he had a exit interview, and he was throwing shade at everybody else. And never took accountability for his poor play.
Yeah.
So everybody realizes now that this is not going to work. And you got Darvin Ham, the new head coach, going on every podcast. I'm going to make sure that Russell Westbrook works. Nigga, no. Like, it ain't going to work.
It's more. It's not only talent. It's mental too.
Right.
It got to be in his mental space. If he feels as though that he is that strong, beneficial player.
Right.
That's the key word. Beneficial.
Right.
A lot of times athletes, and it's not only athletes as well, there's a lot of people just when they don't feel beneficial to a team,
right?
Or to
an organization, whatever.
Period.
Yeah.
They're not going to give 110%.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is that I understand that he was a very recognized athlete.
Yeah.
In the prime of his career. Right now, he's no longer in the prime of his career.
Correct.
Because, he's bouncing around. He's not regarded or not respected.
3 teams in 3 years, bro.
You know what I mean? He's not respected as who he used to be respected as. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end of the day, in order to get to that point, to get back to that point, you know what I mean? You got to take the tips of the people who are knowledgeable of what they're doing. You know what I mean? Especially the coaches, you know what I mean? Take accountability for what you've been doing, what has been going wrong in the last seasons, you know what I'm saying? And what you can take from that and make a change to see if you can bring one more championship to that organization.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because once you do that, like you said,
yeah,
your worth goes up. Your respect goes up. Your status goes up.
Bro, you see role players, they don't get nothing. But once you win that championship, you get introduced as champion wherever you go, and that price goes up. So people got to realize that. But we're going to talk about it a little more in detail after the break.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, my nigga the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this what's up, man? All Even. Yo, you. Oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now you. Well, that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
in the
Even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, All
Shout out
Even.
to All Even podcast, right? All Even. That's your man.
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
D. What is it, D? Oh. Shout out, D.
He cool, man.
Welcome back, y'all. So we're going to talk more about these Lakers, about the situation, the dynamic that's going on. They're trying to move Russ. It's public. Russ parted ways with his agent because of this. The agent, I've never heard of an agent come out and say that they understand the market of the player. They know that the player has been traded 3 years in a row. They help facilitate those trades. And now, for the first time, the value of the player is not there. The team that's trying to move him has to now put in more assets to get rid of him. So at that point, it's like, there's no reason to leave. Try to repair your image and try to, tell the league that you can be able to change, and then good things can happen. Maybe you get another contract after this.
Absolutely.
But if you continue to defy and you continue to be, I'm this, I'm that, there's not going to be any market for you.
No.
So that's why him and the agent, kind of parted ways. The agent's telling him to stay with LA. He thinks that he's a big enough star to be able to leave because they're not doing what he wants them to do. It's a big mess right now. And, what are your thoughts on just the dynamic between a player, a person, in whatever situation it is, that they don't understand that they're the problem? And a lot of times when you're around people like that are not aware that they're the problem, it's a hard conversation to have. It's hard to be around them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree with you 100%. And the thing is that when it comes to things like that, it's accountability. Yeah. It's accountability. It's people lacking or not giving the opportunity for compromise. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? The thing about it is that I think it's just his own self-love for the game, where he holds himself at a certain standard, at a certain level. And, to be honest with you, in the game of basketball, right, in the last era of basketball, we've seen so many trades with these players. Growing up, watching basketball in the 90s, in the early 2000s, you wouldn't see a player be traded 3-4 times. That if he's traded 3 times, that's it. That's his whole career.
Right.
You know what I mean? You'll have players nowadays who've been traded 4 or 5.
Yeah.
times 6 times. They'll go to a team, leave, went to another team, went to another team, came back to a team that they already played for. You know what I mean? This changed the whole era of sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The thing about it is that so now, if you have this mentality, let's break it down a little bit, right? Now, these people, right? People, remember, these are people. These are not machines.
Right.
These are not toys. You know what I mean? These are not options. These are people. These people trained their nearly entire life.
Yeah, pretty much. Right.
Majority of their life, right, to elevate their game on whatever sport they're playing. In this particular subject, we're talking about basketball. Think about the countless practices they did prior to getting to the NBA, the hard work that they did prior to getting to the NBA. Now you get into the NBA, you accomplish one of your biggest goals of life, right? Now you get to NBA, you get to do something that you always wanted to do. I'm playing ball now at a professional level. I'm making professional money, right? So now you want to elevate yourself. You want to display your talents. And the organization that you're playing for feels as though your talents is not at a certain level as everyone else. So guess what? We're going to use you for the time we can, and then we're just going to push you away like an object, not like a human being.
So do you think that he's trying to repair himself in this situation, and he doesn't care what the situation is? I think
I agree.
You know
with
what? You
100%.
might be on to something. I think the
100%.
fact that, you know, he's been traded so much that now he's like, all right, cool. I gotta be me. I gotta do whatever the hell I gotta do. I went to Houston and tried to blend with James Harden. That didn't work. I'm here now. I tried to do it, and you know everybody's putting the blame on me. I just gotta be me. I get that, but when people don't look at you as the same player anymore, that don't hold weight.
Absolutely.
We've seen other players go through this. We saw Allen Iverson go through this. Allen Iverson retired because of his defiance.
Yeah.
We saw Vince Carter go through this, but what did Vince Carter do? Vince Carter was able to recognize, listen, in order for me to stay in the league, I got to change. I got to go from being a dynamic scorer, high flyer, great, defender, to now I can spot up and shoot threes and play defense. Carmelo Anthony was out of the league. Ooh. Right? And his particular situation was, I'm Carmelo Anthony. I play a certain way.
Yeah.
This is what it is. And the league told him, we don't want that anymore.
Nah.
We don't want that anymore. What did he have to do? He had to humble himself and change his game.
Do you think that Steph Marbury was in that same category as you're saying? Could you put him in that same category?
Maybe. I think, yeah, maybe you can. Maybe you can be able to put him there and say, listen, certain guys are just so stuck in their ways that they play themselves out of the league. I ain't gonna be no punk. I'm gonna stay on my square. Okay, you can do that. That's fine. But in certain situations, when you're working with a team, it's not an individual sport like tennis.
There you go.
When you have to be on a team with other cogs in the wheel, and you're the one that's causing disruption, you got to look at yourself and say, all right, how can I help the team? Instead of saying, well, this is what I do, and I can't do nothing else. How can I help y'all? What do you need me to do? What role should I play to be able to help everybody get to where we need to be?
You're just a piece of the puzzle.
You know what I'm saying? Because the biggest mistake that Russ made, I don't care about the air balls. I don't care about him hitting the side of the backboard. I don't care about him turning the ball over. I don't care about him dribbling off his foot. I don't care about the Laker fans telling him not to shoot in the Staples Center. I'm always going to call it Staples. It's not crypto. None of that stuff matters to me. When he messed up? When he came here and they asked him, do you feel that this is a championship or bust year? Is there a sense of urgency, pressure to win a championship? No. I don't feel there's nothing like that. That's what he said. Oh, there's no pressure. There's no expectations. They asked him, what are your expectations? Oh, there's no expectations. Bro, you play for the Lakers now.
You're too calm.
We're not talking about Charlotte. We're not talking about Sacramento Kings, NBA Siberia. We're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. Once you get here with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the history, the lineage here, there's always expectation.
Absolutely.
So for you to tell your fan base of rabid Laker fans, and they're nuts, right? That there's no expectation, you are dead in the water.
Absolutely.
He was dead in the water from day one. So when you have a guy like that that lacks awareness, it's not going to end well for him. I'm telling you right now, his career is not going to end well. I said it months ago. And guys, people were like, I think somebody will be able to give him another contract. I said, yo, if he doesn't change his ways, this may be the last year you see Russell Westbrook.
In the NBA.
In the NBA.
I agree with you.
Straight up. If he does not change his ways, this will be the last year you see Russell Westbrook.
And the thing is that he has the potential. He has the talent. He has the physical capabilities.
It's the fact that does he want to do it?
Exactly. It's morale.
Right.
It's the morale in him.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that I think somebody needs to give him a wake-up call, or he needs to have some type of
how many wake-up calls do you need, Reg? How many wake-up calls you need? You got people booing you, telling you not to shoot when you open. You got people calling you Westbrook and you getting mad, right? You get like once people start calling you names and you respond to that, now they got you, right?
Yeah,
because they're gonna call you Westbrook the entire season now, right? Talking about, you don't call my family name. Come on, bro. You're a professional athlete.
Exactly.
People call you way worse than that.
You have to deal with all
you
of those
gotta
type of
deal
things.
with it. You know what I'm saying?
You deal with that when you're at the free throw line.
Yeah.
When you're at the free throw line every game,
bro.
you know what I mean? You're
You know
gonna
what I'm
get
saying? Like
hecklers.
for you,
Hecklers. That's what they call it, right? Hecklers, right?
trolls that they've been in existence since sports and everything has started. So it's like for you to not understand that and you're buckling under the pressure now, I'm telling you, I just don't see how anybody's going to sign up with that next season. How a team is going to say, you know what? You know what we need?
Russell.
We need Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook.
Well, you know what we need? We need Westbrook. Right. Somebody in the meetings will be, all right, cool. Let's go through all the free agents. Let's go through all the free agents and go, who we need? What do we need? We need leadership. We need this. Some guy's gonna be in the back smoking some bud. What about Westbrook?
Oh man,
That'd be the last thing that he ever said in that meeting.
You want to hear a line that somebody told me 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I never forgot this line, and I apply this with everything I do. Right.
You about to spit facts on this shit.
Spit facts.
Bars.
I'm not even gonna hit you no long theoretical, you know what I'm saying, phrase, but
bars.
It's a phrase that I've always remembered. He said, "When you fail to prepare, you're preparing. You're preparing to fail."
Facts.
And analyze that. And analyze that. You can do that with anything you working on in life. Period.
Yeah.
When you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail.
So basically,
Period.
What that means is that Westbrook is failing to prepare for what his career is going to be post athleticism, post big contract. He's not seeing that. Because guess what, too? Right, when it's over. Because you don't never realize, you're never realizing when it's over, when you're in it, right? And honestly, we can say that certain people in your life can kind of develop your character, right?
Yes.
If you got people around you that are yes men and that don't hold you accountable, you will start to have some bad characteristics.
Characteristics, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like his coach, the coach, what's his name? Scott Brooks in Oklahoma City, never held him accountable. He just allowed Russ to be Russ. Yeah. That's where that phrase came from. Let Russ be Russ. Never told him what he was doing wrong. Never told him how to be able to fix certain things, how to have better basketball IQ on the court. No, just keep doing what you're doing, and it doesn't matter. Every coach that he's had up to a certain point now, where they're like, listen, you're a veteran, you're a little older, we're expecting a little bit more out of you in regards to thinking the game. You're not a 22-year-old that is just wildly athletic. You now have to be better. And he's looking at them like, I'm Russell Westbrook. Don't nobody talk to me like that. Well, all right, cool. If that's how you feel, and that's how you feel, bro.
You know what I think? I think maybe I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Right. But when I think of some of these coaches with so much structure, I think of Greg Popovich.
Phil Jackson.
I think of Phil Jackson. I think of
Chuck Daly.
Chuck Daly was another great one.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Pat Riley.
Jeff
Van Gundy.
Jeff Van Gundy. That was the name that was stuck in my head.
Like, you talk about all the great coaches, accountability, structure, system. They will scream in your face. They will call you out. Those are people that you need in your life. Not even just coaches, like people in your life. If you got friends that can be able to tell you, yo, you fucking up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those are the people that you need around you rather than the dudes like, yo, everything's all right, man. Everything's all right. We good. They just looking for to extend the bag, to make sure that everything is fine and they can continue to live the lifestyle that they live in. A real friend, a real homie, a real coach, a real leader, all of that stuff is going to sit you down and say, yo, you fucking up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to fix this, because if you don't fix this, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You know what I mean? And he, at this stage of his career, at this stage of his life, his professional career, he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear it from an agent that he was with for 14 years. The agent took care of him. And the agent is telling him, yo, you got to face facts right now, bro.
Absolutely.
And if you don't want to face facts with a dude that used to take care of you like that, ain't nobody going to get through to you, bro.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to get through to you.
He's on his way out.
Yeah.
He's on his way out.
Now, moving on. LeBron James's namesake, his young, sensational son, Bronny. He's tearing up high school right now, tearing up the AAU circuit. You know, his clips are everywhere, looking good out there, right? They're saying that there's a strong possibility that he may forego college, because I think by the time that he gets eligible, the one and done rule won't be in effect anymore. So he'll have the ability to jump straight from high school, possibly to the NBA. I think he has two more, something like that.
LaMelo did it.
Well, that's what they're talking about. They're saying that what he's going to do is take a certain route.
Oh, so he's not going to do the college.
So he's not going to do the college. Maybe he'll go to the G League. Maybe he'll go overseas for a year. But, all the teams that are recruiting him right now, they're getting a feeling that he's not with it. Like, he does not want to go to college. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel that he should go to school? Is it a big deal for him to do it? Because honestly, for me, if you're talented enough, if you have the ability, if you have the structure that he has, because he has LeBron James' father.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody that's going to be able to protect him and make sure that he's doing the right thing and, put him in the situations that he needs to be in, it's going to be his father.
Yes.
So I don't really care if he goes to college or not. He's going to be all right. He's going to make the decision that's right for him. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to be honest with you, as we know, there's been hundreds of NBA athletes, who have tried and attempted to pretty much coach and model their children to become basketball players. Right. And we know only the best of the best are the ones who prospered and came into the league.
Right.
But I would say, I wouldn't be too accurate, but I would say 60% of the time to 50% of the time, these players of legends are not usually live up to the shadow.
Look at Jordan's two sons. They were trash.
Right? You know what I'm saying? They don't live up to the shadow.
Trash.
Well, we never seen no Instagram videos of Jordan.
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah.
Bronny. Oh, and listen, and you know who's? And I ain't gonna lie to you. You know who might be better than Bronny? No, Bryce, the younger son.
Bryce, because he's bigger.
Bro, Bryce
He's
is
gonna be huge.
Bryce is already.
The younger brother's always bigger. Yeah.
Yo.
The younger sibling is always the bigger one.
Yo, dude, he's already like 6'4".
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
He's like 13.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Bro, when you see him play, he plays like Bron.
Yeah.
Like Bronny plays like Steph and Trey. He got that type of game. But Bryce,
He's gonna use his weight and
he got
capitalize
that
off
pride.
of
Trust
it.
me.
Yeah.
But like going back to what you were saying, go ahead, bro. Like
Yeah.
in regards to like do you think that he's making the right decision if that's the case?
I still think that he needs to develop. I think that, you know, he as the first son coming into the league, right? You're going to be under the shadow. Right. You're going to be behind the shadow.
That's going to be a tough pill to follow, boy.
And it's a humongous, right? It's a humongous placement for you to step through,
right?
Because of the fact that your father is known as the greatest player to play the game of this era,
right? Arguably, right?
You know what I'm saying? Arguably, of course, right? So now to live up to that status, you know what I mean? You already have a huge burden on your shoulders.
Facts.
So the thing about it is that your best bet, I know you've heard this probably 1,000 times, is to create your own path.
Yep.
Right? And I think that him wanting not to go to college is just some type of format to try to prove haters and try to prove hecklers and hairsayers. They say that, oh, yeah, I'm just as good as my dad or I'm going to be better. Because that's the mindset they're trying to embed in these future generation. You know what I mean? They're trying to say that, oh, it's you have to be better than this person. You can't be just as good. You know what I mean? Or you're just gonna be a hazard.
Nah, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him.
It's difficult
because
it's very
of what
difficult.
he has, what the pressure that he's handled it well.
Yeah,
he's handled it well so far. And even Braun said it. He was like, "Yo, I never thought about it when I named him." LeBron James Jr. Yeah. I never thought about the pressure that comes with being my son. Because obviously you get a kid, you always want a junior, right? But like when you become this global iconic person that everybody has an opinion about, you want to shield your kids from that as much as possible.
When you had him, how old was he? Like,
Bro, I think it was 19 when he had him. 19, 20? Yeah. Yeah, he was still trying to figure himself out. Right.
18, maybe at 19.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe he had to live up to everything that happened after.
Right.
It's just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. So like, I felt it when he said that. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to protect his son. But at the end of the day, man, I think Bronny will be all right. I think him jumping from high school to the NBA, I think he'll be fine because he has a temperament that he can be able to handle that. You know what I mean? And I haven't seen anything crazy with this kid to even think that they're going to have a problem. Like, we're not talking about no Jello ball here. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about Jello. You know what I mean? Jello ain't handle that pressure well. You know what I mean? You got Alonzo in the NBA, you got LaMelo in the NBA, and Jello just out there just. You know what I mean? Like
he's just over here scamming.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He might be scamming or something.
Getting locked up.
He might be doing the credit card scams. I don't know what he doing out there. You know what I mean?
He over here trying to get fly and scamming.
But it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
But the thing about it is that his physical posture, on the side note, they always said that to me, his physical posture was lost. You know what I'm saying? You had Zoe who was a well-bit guard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you had LaMelo who was a
Tall.
he's tall, linky, versatile, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But you had
Jello ain't get that. He ain't get those jeans.
Was just lost. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't get those jeans.
He's a short power forward, bro.
He got LeVar Ball's whack body. Facts. Nah, I think Melo and Lonzo took after the mother. They got the mother's athleticism. Jello got LeVar joint. Jello got LeVar joint. He got none of the skills. Yeah, his business is probably up. Like we don't hear about him, so hopefully he's doing the right thing behind the scenes. Maybe he could be an agent for his brothers. That's a lane. You know what I'm saying? That's a lane. So he can definitely be able to work that way. I just knew that once I saw him on the court, I said, yeah, this one not gonna make it. I said, this one not gonna do it, man.
Yeah.
This one not gonna do it. You know what I mean? But we'll talk about a little NFL. I know you're not a big NFL guy, but there's a couple of stories that we're gonna talk about after the break. Welcome back, y'all. So, I know you're not big into football, but we love football. America loves football. Claw loves football. That's all he watches. He talks about Jets and all that nonsense. I don't care, right? But we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is in some, I wouldn't say controversy, but people are considering debating if he's a top 10 quarterback or not. Okay. He's kind of on the outside. He's not top 10 for me, but he's like right there on the outside. Great quarterback, mobile, athletic, not really a great passer yet, but he's getting there. He's young. He's 24 years old. And there's talks with the Baltimore Ravens that he's eligible for a contract extension, but they're not rushing any deals right now. So, and he may end up getting a big bag. We're talking about maybe $50 million a year. You know what I'm saying? So there's talks that if a deal doesn't get struck with Baltimore, that he may end up getting, going to the Miami Dolphins. Miami's very interested. It's a lot of teams that are interested. Miami, they're keeping their eye on a lot of people, right? Because, Tua's out there. That's their quarterback. I don't know if they're sold on him yet. But Lamar is the big fish. And if they can be able to get the big fish, then, Miami's going to be up. They're going to be lit. What are your thoughts on just, a young player that has a situation that he can possibly cash out with his team or probably look elsewhere and probably get a big bag somewhere else?
Well, as far as, like you said, young players, you got to value the time that you're there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to capitalize. You have to capitalize for the opportunities that's presented to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because as we all know that you're not going to be young forever.
Facts.
You know what I mean? If you have the talent, you have the drive, you have the willpower. When it comes to bringing something to an organization, you got to show out. Every opportunity you can show out.
You got to show out.
You got to show out because as we know, football is a very, intense sport where you must physically train your body constantly.
To get hit?
You know what I mean? You get hit. You get hit repetitively.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I couldn't play football.
You know what I mean? It's weight rooms. It's constant practices. It's making sure you're in shape all year round.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So to maintain your body to a physical capability, you know what I mean? You did all this work. Now it's time for you to capitalize off.
Facts. Get the bag, right?
Period.
Whoever can give it to you, you get it.
Take
you know what I'm saying? I respect that.
Enjoy it while you're young.
Yeah, I respect it.
You can't do it after a certain amount of years.
Right.
Your body can't take the physical.
And the way he plays a style that it's not conducive to him playing long term, right? You're not. I don't think you're gonna see a Lamar Jackson playing at 39 years old. You know what I'm saying? So for him, if he can get the opportunity to get the bag from Baltimore or whoever else, he got to strike while the iron's hot.
Of
you know
course,
what I'm saying? You
absolutely.
definitely got to strike while the iron's hot. Now, we were talking off camera about certain situations down there in Miami. So I want you to kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah. As we said with Miami, as far as the aspect of events.
Right.
Right. Going back into, the DJ career, like I said, I've been blessed with the opportunity to take my talents and travel, travel all over, the world. And one of the first places that I was able to travel to was Miami, as far as the U.S. And the thing about it is that I had the opportunity to play, for my background. Shout out to all the Haitians out there.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Zoes. Y'all know what it is, right? I had the opportunity to play, for my Zoes in May, which is Haitian Heritage Month.
Okay.
Right? So shout out again to my Zoes. Yes. Haitian Heritage Month. And, they do a lot of big celebrations out there. You will have big concerts and big events, and what has started to happen.
They got the black rice popping out there?
Oh, come on. More than the rice, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, no. You talking about this Nicole, right? Nicole.
Whatever you just said.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Nicole. The black rice is the, Dijon. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nicole is the brown rice. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what I mean? So, shout out to all my souls. You know what it is. And, everybody, for all the pork lovers, not everybody eats pork.
Right.
Everybody eats pork. But for the pork lovers, we got griot, which is a prime dish of our culture as well. And every New Year's, Haitians eat soup jumeau, which is a pumpkin soup. You know
about all that. You know about all that.
Of course, right? But, you know what I'm saying? As we know, May is Haitian Heritage Month. And a lot of different people fly out to Miami and celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Haitian Heritage Month, especially Haitian Flag Day. Usually they have the celebrations around May 18th. So you would see a lot of different promoters, right, will go out there and try to do some big events. It really started to get big a couple years ago. Like, 4 to 5 years ago, that's when it really started to develop and expand, where they started to capitalize. Promoters would capitalize from people flying in from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Boston, and they would take the Florida crowd and bring them all together to do events. But it did cause a little bit of conflict,
of course,
in between promoters, because there were a set of promoters that they were the first to provide a weekend experience. And then, the thing about that is, and I knew this was going to happen sooner or later, was because they didn't incorporate other promoters. They didn't incorporate other DJs.
So now people getting territorial.
They got very territorial. And so the thing about it, what happens is, if you don't want to include other people, guess what happens? Other people do their own thing.
Right.
So now the fact that you did have the opportunity to make everything unified, but you decided not to. You were watching the paper, right? You was watching the short-term money, not the long-term money.
So you think that's bad business?
Oh, big time. Because if you were to look at the bigger picture, where you incorporated more people into your aspect, then it would have grown as a unit. It wouldn't grow with division.
Right.
It grown with division because of the fact that you didn't want to incorporate anyone. You know what I mean? All you had to do was incorporate, hey, I know you do this type of vibe, I want to put you on. Or even if you just gave him a little idea, like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do with things. If you're interested, I'll be more than happy to work with you. But if you're not interested, it is what it is. But if you don't give people an opportunity whatsoever and said, listen, you give that dog eat dog mentality, sooner or later it's going to run out.
Yeah, I mean,
you might be the prey,
right?
Not the scavenger,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, unfortunately, now there's a lot of different events. Yeah, people are going to say, oh, yes, it's more options, but too many options is not good. You know what I mean?
You're going to have some trash out there.
You're going to have a lot of trash out there. A lot of trash, because everybody's looking for a positive vibe. Everybody's looking for a go-to. So if people just would have become unified and say, hey, listen, let's do this day. Let's do this the next day. Let's do this another day. So that way everybody can support each other. Everybody can eat. Everybody can have a good time. But too much dog-eat-dog mentality will mess up the vibe. It's not the same how it used to be.
Well, you know how it is, bro, is that everybody wants to be in business, but everybody don't understand business, and everybody don't have that business acumen. So when you put people in there in a situation where they got to make decisions that's going to either grow something or they're going to look at their short-term money, what do you think people are going to take? They're going to take the short term.
Of course.
They're going to take the right now because they can't see next week. They can't see 6 months down the line. They can't see the next quarter because, they can't see that. They thinking about, oh, well, what am I going to do next week? Nah, you got to think about stuff in quarters. When you're a business person, it's all about quarters. It's all about how you're going to set up the next quarter and the next quarter and how you're looking in regards to your portfolio 2 years from now. A lot of people don't think like that, and that's why most businesses fail.
Within the first 2 years, within the first 2 years.
I'm just an idiot that sits behind this desk. You know what I mean? What do I know? What do I know?
Not at all. Not at all.
I'd book you, bro.
Listen, man, I'm gonna find a bar mitzvah for you to go to, and you gonna turn that motherfucker out. They're gonna be like, yo, I've never had a DJ like this ever. We're gonna book him every year
for this bar mitzvah.
This shit popping.
It's different.
Oh man, but listen, man, it's all about. Listen, everybody needs to get their money. Everybody needs to get their money. So, even the people that think in the short term, I understand it. I get it. But, you really have to think long term. And the person that thought long term, we're going back to sports, is my man KylerMurray. KylerMurray is the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Just got the biggest bag in NFL history. 5 years, $230 million, 0.5, because Deshaun Watson did 230, so he made sure that his agent did 230.5. So you know what I'm saying? Just make sure I get $1 or 500,000 more than you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So he got a big bag, $160 million guaranteed.
Off the rip.
Haitian Love, think about that. Somebody signed you for 230, and out of that 230, you getting 160 guaranteed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
If somebody signs me for that much, they may not get the most out of me after that. Cause I'll be checked out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've done what I gotta do.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be like, listen, man, I got a hamstring issue. Y'all gonna have to get the team doctor over here. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you know, I slept on my arm wrong. Maybe I can't practice today. I'm gonna be wilding. Yeah. Because all that money is guaranteed, no matter what I do, as long as I don't do nothing foul out there, you know, no assaults, no criminal or
nothing against the law.
Yeah, nothing against the law. I'm gonna get that 160. Yeah. So I gotta respect him. I gotta respect KylerMurray. He got the bag. Kudos to him. I don't know what my applause is. I might hit the wrong button, but we gonna hit something today. There we go. KylerMurray, you get the right button today. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta respect that. Yes. You know, what are your thoughts on like a young player like that cashing out? Like we talked about Lamar Jackson. Yeah. You know, is there, in your opinion, expectation now?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely feel as though there's a lot of expectation. Yeah. Because whenever a person gets to play at a professional level and they're offered such a adequate amount of money, they're expecting this person to be the savior. Right. You know what I mean? Right. The savior of their team, not only one of the strongest and most recognized players of that particular sport. Right. You get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of pressure, to be honest, to live up to.
That's facts.
You know what I mean? Take it back. What's his name again? Man, I'm about to take it back. I'm going to take it back. It was a NFL athlete who had his own TV series about him going into the NFL. What was his name? He was dark-skinned, black African American guy.
Oh, that narrows it down. Come on, man.
Right? Come on. But he was the only dude who had a career on BET. They gave him a TV show.
We're gonna have to look your call. You're gonna have to look that up.
Was it Vince something? I don't know. Was it Vince?
Vince Young?
No, was it Vince Young? I think it was Vince Young.
Was it Vince Young? Yeah, you're gonna have to look that up.
We gotta look it up. But pretty much, it was so much, you know, he was going to the NBA and they gave him a whole
NFL. He was going to NFL.
NFL, excuse me. He was going to the NFL, right? And they had a whole reality series about him going to the NFL.
It might have been okay.
Right?
Okay.
So the thing about it is that the reason why I brought that up is because you have a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a lot of
big facts.
You're going to have a lot of critics, you know what I mean? A lot of haters. And the thing about it is that extreme amount of haters, you know what I'm saying? Especially the former professionals. Right. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when it comes to being blessed with that opportunity to get into the playing sports at that professional level, right? You know what I mean? You got to make sure you give 100%.
100%, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be ridiculed. You don't want to be forgotten. Right. You know what I mean?
And you also, too, here's the other part of it that people don't like to talk about. When you're a black athlete and a high-profile athlete, there's a lot of people out there that want to see you fail.
Absolutely.
And they want to see you fall on your face.
They're going to set you up.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Deshaun Watson is going through that right now. He put himself in that situation, obviously. But KylerMurray doesn't have that. But it's the money that comes with that, right? You get that certain responsibility, that certain bag. They're now looking for you. Okay, we need him to fail. Because we don't want to continue to have these particular athletes making this type of money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all African-American athletes,
listen,
period.
You see on this show, Reg, I say what people don't want to say.
As you should.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say what people want to say out there because it's the truth. Like we got to be honest about certain things. Society is not kind to us.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be exceptional at whatever we do to be accepted. You understand what I'm saying? And respected. So, you know, it's just what it is, man. So kudos to him. I definitely I definitely am rooting for him. I like the kid. I think he's a hell of a talent. I think that he has some pieces over there that he can possibly put himself in the MVP talks this year. You know what I'm saying? He got a coach that, coach ain't too good, but the team itself is all right. You know what I mean? So, I'm rooting for KylerMurray. I'm happy that he got the bag, and I'm curious to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But moving on, did you hear the news? Now, we're old school. We watched wrestling when we was kids. I still watch it. I don't care. You know what I mean? But Vince McMahon, CEO, owner, creator of World Wrestling Entertainment, retired.
Whoa.
He is no longer the CEO of WWE. 77 years old. Huh? I'm going to tell you right now. You over here killing the segue, man. Come on, Carl. What you doing? But, he retired. He let out a tweet, said, listen, I'm 77. I'm retiring. Thank you for all the memories, blah, blah, blah. And, definitely going to miss Vince McMahon. Give me a applause for Vince McMahon right now, man. Give me an applause for Vince McMahon. He raised a lot of us. He raised a lot of us, man. A lot of good times in WWE. And his daughter is now co-CEO.
Wow.
As well as the guy that's been there for a while, Nick Khan. And Triple H is now head of creative, of talent relations. So obviously Stephanie is going to be running things, but Triple H is pretty much going to be the face now.
Yeah, of course.
Now, just in our knowledge of when we were kids about wrestling, like, what are your thoughts about Vince McMahon? Because I know we all have our funny Vince McMahon stories. You know what I'm saying? Like,
First, let's not skip the fact that you were a big time wrestling fanatic.
I still am.
Right? Big time.
Big.
Y'all don't understand when I say big time. I mean,
listen, you see the shirt? I got Shawn Michaels right now, man.
Shawn Michaels, man.
I got Shawn Michaels right now. I will never be embarrassed to tell anybody I watch wrestling. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, you see the belt right behind you, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
you see that?
I didn't even peep.
You know what I mean? But like, listen, what are your thoughts on just from a business standpoint of what this man created?
Oh, man.
Like, I'll tell you the story and then I'll let y'all go. Like, Vince McMahon put all of his money, every dollar, into the first WrestleMania. He told his wife, listen, if this shit don't work, we out in the street. And she looked at him and said, go for it. And if it don't work, then we be two motherfuckers out in the street. She believed in him enough to pursue his dream. That shit don't happen a lot.
Never.
And he bet on himself, and look what he built. You know what I'm saying? So scandals aside, he got some stuff going on. That's the reason why he stepped aside. I needed to clear that up for you if you didn't know.
Okay.
There was some reports that came out that he's given some hush money to a lot of women that he had some issues with. You know what I'm saying? I think he might have paid out maybe $15 million over a span of like 20 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So he decided, listen, at 77, how much more time am I going to keep doing this? So might as well just step down now. But listen, all of that aside, what he's built, what he created, kudos to the man. You know what I'm saying? So just on a business level, like, what are your thoughts on the great Vince McMahon?
Oh, man, he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He's an entrepreneur. You got to respect it. To take a dream and to build an empire.
Facts.
Such as he did. He affected so many millions of people. He gave opportunities to hundreds of wrestlers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Watching the growth of wrestling, you know what I'm saying? He changed that game.
Right.
You understand? From us growing up as kids watching it before it was WWE.
Right.
When it was WWF.
Right, exactly. Until the the animal federation came in and said, yo, we need that.
Yeah.
Right, with the panda. They said, give me that F. We gonna take that.
For real. And it was and the thing about it, watching the growth of such an empire, this was something that changed the lives for so many children.
Oh, facts.
So many children, you know, giving opportunities for so many stars to take, you know, take this particular entity, right, and use this format as a stepping stone. Let's talk about
The Rock.
Let's talk about The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock, Dwayne
John Cena.
Rock Johnson,
Hogan.
John Cena.
You know,
Hogan.
Piper on another level. Like, listen, Piper was my man.
What's-
Shawn
what's-
Michaels.
what's Kane.
Kane's a mayor now.
What's,
like,
what's,
you know what I mean?
What's The Undertaker?
Undertaker.
Does he even age? Like The Undertaker looked the same
Yo.
for 20 years.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
20 years, 30 years.
you know, you got these guys that will always be in our you know, our lives in regards to like how we look at them, these iconic figures. No matter how old we get, we see them.
Yes.
Like, that's a fucking Undertaker, man. Like,
Yes,
you know what I mean? That's
exactly.
Ric Flair. That's what they've given us. And Vince McMahon was a part of that. Vince
Absolutely.
McMahon gave us Stone Cold Steve Austin. Vince McMahon gave us, you know, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart,
Yes,
all of these people, The Rock, John Cena, like all of these people that are still in our realm right now. You know what I mean? The
not
Rock
forget
is the biggest star on the planet.
Rikishi.
He used to hit dudes with a stink face. You know what I mean?
Hit them dudes with the butt cheeks.
Listen, and more importantly, Vince McMahon gave us bra and panties matches.
Oh.
Vince McMahon gave us bra and panties matches. He just said, I don't care what you wrestle. I don't care how you wrestle. Just make sure you're in the bra and panties and we're good. All right, we're good. Vince McMahon did that. So we got to understand that this man was a pioneer
Absolutely.
in regards to what he did. And whatever people want to say about him, if they want to go ahead and spin a narrative about what's going on now, you can never take away from what he did, what he created. You know, when you talk about United States or even the world, you talk about Super Bowl, right? Talk about Super Bowl. The next big event that we have, in my opinion, is WrestleMania. Super Bowl, WrestleMania. Everybody knows about WrestleMania. And the crazy thing about WrestleMania is that it's more global
Yes.
than the actual Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is.
You understand what I'm saying? It touches everywhere.
It is.
So Vince McMahon has left a legacy that even people who don't watch wrestling know what wrestling is because of Vince McMahon.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like for that in itself, you got to give the man respect. You know what I mean?
Round of
I don't
applause
care how
for
many
him,
NDAs. I don't care how many NDAs man had people sign. You know what I'm saying? You make sure that you put some respect on Vince McMahon's name.
Got to.
You know what I mean? That's it.
Well deserved. He's
Well-deserved.
Pioneer, man.
Facts.
He's the Diddy of the WrestleMania.
Facts. Bars. But listen, we gonna go into the last segment of the day. The greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week, after the break. Welcome back, y'all. So without further ado, the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
We pick Dummy of the Week every Saturday. And, you know, I always ask the team who they think the Dummy of the Week is. Obviously, they may not know, but maybe they'll have an idea. Carl, who do you think Dummy of the Week is?
Keanu Reeves.
This is definitely not Keanu Reeves. Who would you say, Emilio Estevez last week? Definitely not him. Nicole, who do you think it is? Goodfellas? Definitely not the Goodfellas. Definitely not the Goodfellas. Brad, DJ H level, who do you think it is, man?
I think it's Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire?
Yeah.
I mean, you can always clown on Mark McGuire, but not today. Not today. He gets a pass.
Okay.
He gets maybe not next week, but he gets a pass this week. May I have a drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week this week, the Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox are my Dummy of the Week because guess what they did? Guess what they did? They lost the game 28-5 last night.
Ooh.
Now, we're not talking about football.
Ooh.
We're not talking about football.
No.
We're talking about baseball here.
MLB.
We're not talking about hockey. It don't even. We talking about baseball. No? It gotta be. It gotta be the worst. I saw the game. I looked at my phone, and in the 6th inning, it said 27-4, and I thought I was on drugs. Right? I thought that I took something because I'm like, there's no way that this is right. Right? So I checked all the proper channels, right? And it's accurate. They were getting the doors beat off of them 27-4. Now, when you think about 27-4 and those scores, we think about the 28-3, Patriots Falcons Super Bowl, right? Where the Falcons were supposed to win the Super Bowl, and then Tom Brady said, all right, y'all ready to play now? Yeah, let's do this, right? How are you losing a baseball game 27-4? Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm a player in that situation, if I'm a player on the Boston Red Sox, I'm quitting. I'm going back into the dugout. You're not going to get me to play this game because this is going to be on my permanent record for the rest of my life. That's like when you get beat up by a girl in high school. Everybody going to remember that anytime they see you. They be like, yo, son, that's the dude that got beat up by the girl, man. That's the guy that got laid out by the chick, and she wasn't even that big. She just hit him. Like, that's the type of situation that we dealing with right now.
Yeah.
All the Boston Red Sox players right now that's on this team, they should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. Because if you're going to take a beating like that, right? The way I look at it, you got to fight. Just fight. Just create a fight, make a big scene out of it, and just say we ain't no punks. You going to beat us up right now, but we going to beat y'all with our fists. That's how you should have did it. That's how we do it in the hood. Like when you go to the park and you embarrass some dude in the park and everybody's clowning you, right? The next thing that happens is a fist fight.
Of course.
Like that's what happens because you ain't gonna chump me out here. So you might kick my ass in regards to skill, but I'm gonna work you with these hands. Right? That's what happened. That's my suggestion for the Boston Red Sox. And they didn't do that. They just took the beating. They just took it. And man, shouts to my man Bryson Carver. He's a big-time Boston Red Sox fan, but I don't feel sorry for him today. I don't feel sorry for Boston. I'm not a big Boston fan anyway, so it made me happy to see it. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's professional athletic abuse.
Yes,
the way it sounds like.
That's facts.
Professional
we gotta trademark that.
abuse.
We got to trademark that. That's athletic abuse. Oh, man. So the Boston Red Sox, you guys have got to do better. You're the biggest losers right now. You didn't even get to a fight. You might have lost that one too. So maybe you did it the right way. But you're a winner for Dummy of the Week. That's all for this show this week. DJ Haitian Lover, my man, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Bro, it was a pleasure to be here.
You speaking some facts today.
I enjoyed the full opportunity to be here with you guys, man. It's always
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You can definitely sit on the couch whenever you want to. I know you a busy man. You got a whole bunch of soca parties to go hit up and you know what I'm saying? Go do your thing. Claw. Yeah, man. Nicole on the ones and twos.
Yo, Claw's too cool for me, bro.
He's too cool. I can't stand him, man. I really.
He always been a cool dude, but just the level of coolness just surpassed the Richter scale.
There's times where I just want to throw things at him while I'm doing the show, but I can't concentrate and do both. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
Most def.
You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. Listen to the show on Podbeam, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever you find your podcasts available. And check out my YouTube channel, All Even Podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button.
My son is the champ, so get over it.